Okay, guys, so this is a part. The next part is something I've been very excited about. We are actually going to hear about, we're going to hear the pitches of the 4 Hack Society finalists.
Okay, so this is how it will go down. Each team will be given 5 minutes, just 5 minutes each, to pitch their projects. At the end of the 5 minutes, the microphone will be cut off.
That's
Savage.
harsh. That's harsh.
So savage.
I wish I could just do that when people are savage. Just, right?
Rappler talaga, oh.
Oy.
All right, 5 minutes. And let's introduce the board of judges. Ay, hindi, meron palang dagdag na mechanics. So after 5 minutes, the judges will be given 2 minutes to ask questions from our finalists. So that's a total of 7 minutes, 5 minutes to present, and then 2 minutes for Q&A. Board of Judges.
Okay, we have Ula Amgren. We just heard him speak. We have Maria Ressa. We have Mayor Antolin Oreta, who is the mayor of Malabon, who, by the way, is also celebrating their birthday today.
Hey,
so can we...
happy birthday.
Atom, you want to sing?
Game. Side beat. No.
But thank you for spending your birthday with us. We also have Annette Lim, who's the Public Affairs and Corporate Citizenship Director in the Philippines of City Foundation, and Monday Gonzalez, Director for Sustainability of Globe Telecom.
Here is the mechanics for judging. The grand champion will be selected based on the following criteria. Relevance, 20%. Are they answering a specific problem statement? Does the hack answer the call to leave no one behind?
The second criteria is impact, 20%. How many beneficiaries will this hack help? Will the hack be able to scale up?
The next is hack, 20%. How unique is the solution? Is the solution sound and ethical in practice? Is the business model innovative? And is the presented prototype viable?
And lastly, even if the ideas are great and it sounds awesome, is it feasible? That's another 20%. Is the hack economically, socially, and environmentally sustainable? Is the team capable of executing it? And is the team willing and committed to perform the hack?
For a total of 80%. No, 100. Tama?
Yeah,
Is it 80%?
It's only 80%.
So 20% audience impact.
20%
No,
host's opinion.
We're not sure if the 20% has been prejudged or already added up, but anyway, we will be clarifying that. Nobody seems alarmed, so I think they've got it all figured out.
Okay, we'll get back to you guys on that.
Right, so prizes at stake. Ito importante to. So what are we fighting for? First of all is tumataginting na 50,000 pesos in cash. That goes a long way for these projects.
It does. $1,000. Okay. Second
25%.
is
25% each.
Eat
Sorry, we just
25%
clarified.
each.
Oh, it's 25%
For a
each.
total of
80.
100%. So
Okay.
25 pala each.
So aside from the 50,000 pesos in cash, the winners also get access to Rappler events, workshops, and trainings. These events will provide winners with opportunities to network with partners who can provide mentorship and help refine your product, service, and business model.
Now, this is interesting. Production of one social video worth 450,000 pesos for their winning idea or innovation. The social video will be posted via Rappler and Move.ph social media channels on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
And last but not the least, a once-in-a-lifetime chance to represent the Philippines in the regional competition for youth-led enterprises by the United Nations Development Program.
But wait, there's more. On top of these, this year's winners will also get additional prizes and opportunities from our innovation partners. From Idea Space, they will adopt 1 or 2 qualified teams for their incubation program for 2018 and introduce teams to more mentors and invite them to events exclusive to Idea Space startups.
And Cubo, the incubation hub of the Department of Trade and Industry, will connect winning teams to mentors, provide access to free co-working space, and other Cubo exclusive programs such as legal and industry advice and consultations.
The Department of Information and Communications Technology is giving all the finalists copies of The Finishers by Ezra Ferraz, a story of Filipino leaders who made it big.
And there's more. Magic Malaysia is giving the winner a chance to go into a 2-week pre-acceleration program in Malaysia on November.
And last but not the least, may pa-birthday si Mayor. Mayor Len Oreta of City of Malabon is with us today because his program team will have been observing the teams and the workshops as they want to adopt some of the winning ideas in Malabon City. So that's very exciting. Ma-adopt agad yung ating mga projects. Yun naman yung ultimate goal natin to see the ideas come to life.
So that's a lot of benefits for the winners. So are we ready to hear them? Okay, I'm excited. All right, so let's call the teams up. LawKo wants to bridge the knowledge gap between a complicated legal system and the Filipino public through a Facebook chatbot. The team members are Alex Austria and Keisha Mayuga. Are we going to, okay, the teams will draw lots as to who goes first. And the second team, we'll just introduce them for now.
Okay, go ahead, okay.
The second team is Tuto Club, seeks to utilize the internet and create an alternative classroom for the 3.5 million out-of-school youth and children. Such amazing ideas. Team members, Krisha Lucero, Benz Limsenkeng, Marthen Bajamundi, and Marcos Abad.
We also have Phoenix Textile Recycling, which aims to be a pioneer textile recycling center in the country that will collect fabric scraps and upcycle them into newer, highly valued products such as footwear and accessories. Their team members are Pamela Mejia, Leah Sassing, Regine Marie Salvador, and Adi Torres. And finally, we have Ayooga Health. It is a technology company that works towards improving the behavioral health care of employees, especially in stressful industries like advertising. Media na rin, sama nyo na. Team members are Dominic De Leon and Sam Sanchez.
Okay, let's bring them up, or will they draw lots first?
Okay na?
Okay
We already figured out the... So who's going first? Okay,
Ayooga
first
Health.
team is Ayooga Health. Give them a big round of applause.
All right.
Check. Hi, this is Sam. My name is Dominic. We're Ayooga Health. We provide companies and employees with emotional and mental wellness for their emotional and mental wellness. This is Andre. Andre is a good friend. We both work in advertising. And like media and BPO industry, work can sometimes be overwhelming. And we were surprised that Andre had to resign last year. We didn't know what to do when he was diagnosed with a mental illness. Andre is 1 in 5 Filipinos living with depression. And out of the 37 employees here in the Philippines, 1, we don't have convenient access to a care provider. We don't know where to go and how to seek help. Our HMO is not covering it. And 3rd, we don't have on-site counselors in our office places. So this is a problem we want to solve, and we're here to propose a solution.
So this is why we're here to introduce to you Ayooga. Ayooga is an online emotional and mental illness healthcare platform that connects care providers, such as psychologists and licensed guidance counselors, with employees and companies in highly stressful work environments, such as BPOs, advertising, and media. Now, what's in it then for these stakeholders? Well, for employees and companies, they now have an added benefit of getting mental health care. For care providers, our platform gives them an added revenue stream channel where they can render their services online.
So this is how it works. If you are an employee right now, you can visit ayoogahealth.com. You can actually visit it right now. You will take a free mental wellness assessment. We're using an international depression severity screener called PHQ-9. If you fall from none to mild depression, we will connect you to licensed guidance counselor and clinical psychologist. If you are an employer, you can subscribe to this offering and offer it to your company as part of their benefits. If you are a friend who you have a family member who think you might need help, you can actually give a session for them. Or if you are an employee, there will be less stigma because your employer wouldn't even know that you're actually seeking help. And this matters because depression is now the leading cause of disability worldwide. It's causing absenteeism, even fake sick leaves. It is causing less productivity, and at worst, depression can lead to suicide.
So for Ayooga to stay sustainable, these are our three sample financial models that we have. You have one for those individuals who would like to seek help through our platform, whereas we have two kinds of package deals for companies who want to offer such services for their employees. Now you might be asking, how can Ayooga leave no one behind? Well, a portion of every transaction fee in Ayooga actually goes to fund for an underprivileged depressed individual who cannot finance his medication and treatment for mental health condition.
We would like to highlight that this behavioral platform is for companies' employees for their emotional and mental wellness. If you fall from moderate to severe depression, we will immediately redirect you to the Hope Hotline so you can immediately seek help. For our company, why do you think we are the best team to execute this? Sam and I are graduate students from the Innovation and Business Program of Asian Institute of Management. We have been working on this for the past 6 months. But more than that, we are mental health advocates. We know the pain and we know the fear of having friends, office mates, and even family members living with this mental illness, and we don't know where to go or how to seek help. Sam is a chemical engineer from UP Diliman. She has sales and marketing experience from global product company as a management trainee.
Well, Dom here has 5 years of extensive experience in digital marketing and product management. Actually, just last year, he was part of a team that launched a booking platform for dentists called Dentisked, and was also part of an agency that produced a production video for the Mental Health Act bill called #MHActNow.
By winning this competition and representing the Philippines for the regional pitch, this will allow us to scale the project and leverage on the expertise of our industry advisors. From our 11 industry advisors, 2 have expertise in data analytics and a Southeast Asian market and ASEAN region. We have also industry advisors right now on data privacy, data security, clinical psychology, licensed guidance counselor, and academe. So right now, we're seeking help to actually get more funding to build the project and launch it this year.
So we hope that through Ayooga, not only will we solve the inconvenience of finding for help, but also help those underprivileged people who cannot finance their finances for mental health conditions. Thank you, and we are Ayooga.
Providing convenient healthcare access
For your emotional and mental well-being. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now we have 2 minutes from questions from the judges.
Yeah, so do you mind, can I ask you, actually 2, and please respond quickly so someone else can ask. But the first is, how much do you need to scale? Like, how much do you think you need to be able to begin to scale? And the second one is security for the people who would be coming on the platform.
For one, in terms of scale, we're targeting the advertising industry because that's where Dom is. So he has a background and connections for that. So we're targeting at least one company just to test it out because we're still in our testing phase right now. That's why.
Right now, for the scale, for our last competition, we're looking at 20 million for the next 5 years to become the first behavioral healthcare platform in Asia. Our closest competitor is based in the US. When I tried it, I was assigned to a healthcare provider from Hawaii. And we only need 250,000 for the first year, and that's spread out for the next 5 years.
You mentioned earlier, when it comes to leave no one behind, that a portion will go towards those that cannot afford the service. Do you mind substantiating that? Is it like 5%, 10%? And then what if someone who can't afford the service goes to the site? What will you do with that patient?
Right now, for the person who if you take the PHQ-9, if you say that you have suicidal ideation, it will automatically redirect you to the Hope Hotline. So we will connect them to partners who can address those with life-threatening situation.
And in relation to the how much portion of the transaction fee actually goes to the crowdfunding platform, we have yet to discuss that, but we're still working in our business model.
No one else. Last question on the security part. You answered the...
Right now, we're using an HIPAA best-in-class standard. But right now, we're meeting with a mentor from first day for data security and privacy. So we're yet to meet the mentor for it. But we're complying with the data security.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is Tutok Club, which seeks to utilize the internet and create an alternative classroom for the 3.5 million out-of-school youth and children. Please come on up.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Krisha, and I'm the founder of Tuto Club. So before I tell you our initiative, which is called Offline School, first, we'll have a game. So based on these pictures, I'm going to ask you to pick one role you can choose from with regards to the youth characters we have in front. So the first, we have JB. You are JB. So you live with your family on the streets sa bangketa ng Manila, and your father picks up garbage for a living. 8 other siblings depend on him also. So that stopped you from going to school because your father can't afford to send you to one. What happens to you? So you end up manning for the whole day your mini store of cigarettes and candies. So how about you become amaha? You live in a war-torn town in Mindanao, and you've been staying in an evacuation center for 2 months. You want to go back to school. Oh, you forgot. Wala ka na palang school. Bombed down na pala siya. Gunned down. And that saddens you up. Or you can be Jane. You have to wake up at 2 a.m. in the morning, and you have to walk through a very, very long path going to the river. You have to swim with your friends, and you have to be class by 7 a.m. And your classmates keep laughing at you because you always sleep during class time. If they only know what you have to bear so that you can reach that class every day. Or you can be Fe. At 13, you have a daughter, a sick daughter. Your boyfriend left you, and you don't know what to do with your daughter. You want to bring her up and provide a good future for her, but you can't. You didn't finish school. You're hopeless. What would you do? So these are just stories out of the 3.8 million out-of-school children and youth in the Philippines. So the common reasons why they don't attend school anymore is that some of them, they got into marriage very early, or they have problems with their families. Some, they can't afford going to school or spend for everyday expenses. Some, nabore lang talaga sa school. Hindi na nila gusto yon. Hindi na nila bet. They don't have personal interest in it anymore. But once these kids, these young people, once they are out of school, they have limited access to education. And usually, they end up not being able to compete with their educated counterparts if they apply for jobs when they grow up. So this is our offer, Tuto Club Offline School. So the dynamics is simple. Just like the rest of us here, we learn through YouTube and all the video platforms that we have online. So what we are advocating is video learning. How about the quality? Who would teach them? How about the best 1% of the country, just like what Finland did? The best for the least. And what equipments do we need for this? 3 things, not technically things. So we have a wall, white wall, a projector, and a laptop computer. Here's the process. We would provide the videos. We would partner with the best hacker educators. We would tap a local community to provide us volunteers to execute the actual class, and we will partner with Globe Lab to use their APIs so that we can check and monitor the progress of the students. What do we want out of this? Actually, honestly, for myself, I want them to reach for their dreams later on in life, but we can only invest in them now. Hindi po talaga natin alam kung ano mangyayari sa mga batang ito. But honestly speaking, we want them to be the best world-class Filipinos they can be. Just like the people here in front. I will end up with this. I used to be a teacher, and this is what I've realized. Sometimes children don't really seek for material things. What they need is somebody who can say to them, I believe in you and what you can do. Yes, one day all your hopes and dreams will come true. Thank you.
Please stay on stage for some questions from the judges.
What grade level are you targeting?
Actually, we haven't tested this out. It's just an idea that I pitched just to see if something is
So no
in here.
specific grade level.
Yeah, but I've dealt with kids for almost all my life, so it would be, for sure, it's gonna be multi-level.
Okay, do you have a program convincing the parents to be able to join this program? Because before the kids, you have to convince the parents to be part of it.
Actually, for the out-of-school youth, technically, they have limited choice. So I would like to convince better is the local government. The local government or those organizations who are also tackling the same issues but would want a newer approach to things.
Can I thank you for a fantastic presentation for a fantastic hack, and so was the one that we heard about previously also. But I'm just curious, you're a teacher yourself, so when you've had this idea and when you've thought about it, what do you think is going to be the most difficult barrier or the difficult challenge to overcome to get traction for this idea?
Actually, for me, honestly, it's if you're dealing with kids, the barrier would be the parents. Honestly, based on my experience dealing with kids and offering them solutions for actual learning or play-based learning, because sometimes the kids are interested to do something new, but the parents, they're not really that confident that maybe it's too unsafe or maybe it's something too new na hindi pa nila na-experience. So it's more of the safety, I guess, pero technically the parents.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Loco. Next up is Loco. They want to bridge the knowledge gap between a complicated legal system and the Filipino public through a Facebook chatbot. And the team members are Alex Austria and Keisha Mayuga.
Check. 10 days before Christmas, Alberto Magdato received summons for an ejectment complaint filed against him by his lessor. Christmas Day came, and Alberto Magdato was not able to respond to the summons served upon him. Alberto was an illiterate farmer afflicted with tuberculosis at that time. Alberto didn't know that you only had 10 days to respond to these summons. In the end, Alberto Magdato's house was demolished. What would you have done if you were Alberto? Would you have known which court to respond to? Did you know the 10-day period in filing an answer for summons? These are only some of the questions that many Filipinos face today. Thousands, if not millions of us, don't know basic legal processes. Some examples are, where do you file a complaint if you want to go after a debt amounting to more than 100,000 pesos? If you are arrested, what are your rights? If a crime just happened, which government agency do you go to report it? I am Alexandra Austria, a fourth-year student from the UP College of Law. With me today is Keisha Mayuga, a first-year student from the UP School of Urban and Regional Planning. We are both graduates from the UP College of Mass Communication, and together, we are the co-founders of LawKo.
So what is LawKo? LawKo is a Facebook-based chatbot that aims to bridge legal processes to the ordinary Filipino. As you can see, we already have a working prototype. You can't access it just quite yet, but it can give you options that you can choose from, or you can type questions directly at it, and it will answer to your specific question. Okay, so how does that work? First, you have to like LawKo on Facebook and chat with the page. Then you can ask the LawKo bot any question, and it will answer you instantly. Not even like 1 second. You're not gonna be scene zoned, don't worry. And you can keep asking questions until you get the relevant information that you need. But how are we doing that? Well, we actually use ChatFuel, which is a third-party website that allows us to make chatbots on Facebook Messenger. So all we have to do is encode all of the legal processes and all of that data into ChatFuel, but we can't do that with just a team of 2. That's why we need partners.
Who are our target partners? We aim to target law institutions such as law schools, law firms, and paralegal volunteer organizations to help us encode this data and build the knowledge base to respond to questions on the legal processes. We also aim to tap government institutions like the DILG, the Department of Labor and Employment, and the Department of Justice, so that we know more about their legal processes and requirements. Lastly, we want to partner with businesses who can provide us with the technology to develop this and distribute this to our local institutions, such as barangays, municipalities, or cities. But how do we keep LawKo sustainable?
As I mentioned earlier, we use a third-party website called ChatFuel, and all we have to do is input all of that data, and you're good to go. So you can use it anytime, you can use it anywhere. As long as you have Facebook and Facebook Messenger, you can ask it any question. But we want to reach more than just the 33 million Filipino Facebook users. We want to expand to other Filipinos who don't have smartphones or internet connections. That's why we want to, once in the future, when we develop this, we want to make it available through SMS, using an SMS API.
Also, we want to not just focus on legal processes in the future. We want to involve government processes, like how do you file a permit for a business in the Bureau of Internal Revenue? How do you apply for a driver's license in the LTO, and when will you get it? So these are some of the goals we want for LawKo. Government processes don't have to be this difficult to comprehend. Legal processes shouldn't be this hard to understand. Through these dark times in the Philippines, LawKo aims to shed light on the ordinary citizen in accessing legal processes, just like Alberto Magdato. Thank you.
We now have 2 minutes for questions.
What's your business model? How will you make money? How will you continue to replenish?
Actually, we're a not-for-profit kind of, that's our business model. We're not for profit. But what we still need is investors, so we can help put it to barangays that don't have devices, so that people don't have to keep asking questions at the people at the barangay halls or the tanos, because you can just go straight to the app, straight to the phone, straight to Facebook Messenger.
At most, we can just get revenue from Facebook ads or advertisements on our page, but profit isn't really what we're after. It's just to really create an automatic bot or a knowledge base so that people can access this. And ChatFuel, we can get payments from it, or we can input payments in it, but we just need the bare minimum to exist, basically.
We just want to make it more accessible to as many people as we can reach, so that everyone can understand the law processes. Thank you.
I think Maria's question was about your sustainability. I saw here that you're looking at the potential investment of 1.3 million. But where do you think you can source that when you don't plan to make money and it will be a nonprofit? So this will be a donation?
Yes, actually, what it is through, it's not through cash. It's actually through the devices. We computed how many municipalities and cities there are in the Philippines, and we allotted devices that we can put in the city hall or municipal hall.
Yes. Those are for analog cell phones. So if you don't even have internet access to the internet, we just want the bare minimum for any kind company who's willing to donate to us, so we can implement LawKo in the long run.
Sorry, just to follow up on that is that it's sustainability, right? So
Yes.
say you get the 1M, and then how do you sustain it after that? Is it?
Well, our plan is to actually partner with the government offices, so that we can check up on them. We can ask them, is this working for you? And if it's not working for them, we can ask them and get input from them, and we can change and develop from what the users actually need.
We don't just want to partner with private businesses, but we want the Philippine system to invest in us as a whole, so that the said system can be understood and accessed by everyone else.
Any other questions?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, and last but not the least, Phoenix Textile Recycling aims to be a pioneer textile recycling center in the country that will collect fabric scraps and upcycle them into newer, highly valued products such as footwear and accessories. The team members are Pamela Mejia, Leia Sassing, Regine Marie Salvador, and Adi Torres.
Good afternoon. My name is Pamela. I'm a clothing technology graduate from the University of the Philippines and the Social Entrepreneurship Program of Arizona State University. I've been a fashion entrepreneur since I was 17. And what bothers me most as a member of the fashion industry is textile waste. The fast fashion industry is the second dirtiest industry in the world. Yet also textile waste, we can find it in our homes. We don't know what to do with our old clothes, where to donate them, and we don't have textile recycling centers. So one day, as I was cleaning my closet, I thought, why don't I turn my old brown dress into sandals, or my black leather skirt, or maybe also my velvet dress. I can turn it into ballet flats, like what I'm wearing today. And when the boys found out about this, they wanted one too, so we made them sneakers. So this is where Phoenix comes in. We collect textile waste, such as old clothes from households, fabric scraps from factories, and transform them into higher valued products, such as footwear. We offer our customers trendy, comfortable, and durable footwear that comes in limited pieces. As our tagline goes, wear rare footwear. We offer our footwear to customers, male and female, ages 21 to 30 or more, the millennials, the travelers, the young professionals who are fashion forward, eco-conscious, and supports local fashion brands. As a fashion social enterprise, Phoenix aims for the triple bottom line: for the planet, for the people, and for profit. Phoenix is for the planet, as it is our main mission to do textile recycling, upcycling, and product life extension. 2, we are for the people. A, for our shoe production, we are currently partnering with different Marikina shoe artisans who have been losing their jobs and businesses due to competition with China. B, we are partnering with local artists and designers in creating our collections to promote local art. C, we would like to give jobs and employ unemployed women and out-of-school youth girls in our textile recycling centers. And D, we would like to educate the public on textile recycling. And finally, Phoenix is for profit, as we believe that being financially sustainable will help us achieve our goals. At present, we have already collected more than 300 kilos of old clothes and fabric scraps from donations of households and different factories. We are also currently developing a new prototype wherein our sole is also made from upcycled tires. So not only are we recycling clothes, we are also recycling tires. And for the past year, we have been awarded as champions in different international business competitions in Vietnam, Bangkok, Malaysia, Japan, and in the US. We even got to present our business at the US State Department in Washington, D.C. However, all we got are trophies. Yes, we did get international fans and international potential buying customers. But what we really need now is funding, and more so the support of our fellow Filipino people. Because really, are you going to buy a branded footwear made in China or something that is trendy, comfortable, durable, made from upcycled fabrics and tires, made by your Filipino shoe artisans? You have to support the local fashion brands. Let us not let our shoe industry die. As the tagline goes, as the legend goes, when the phoenix resurrects from the flames, she is even more beautiful than before. And that's what Phoenix celebrates: revival, renewal, and rebirth. So if you believe in Phoenix, don't let it go to waste. Thank you.
Thank you. We now have 2 minutes for questions.
very solid operational process. I just want to know, how do you plan to market, and what's your pricing structure for your
The
products?
pricing, okay.
Yes.
So first of all, our target market is very active on social media. So we would really like to focus on our social media presence. Our target market usually buys from Instagram and Facebook and websites. So we're currently focusing on building our social media presence so that we can sell through our online platforms. In terms of pricing, we did a focus group discussion of 50 people of our target market, and the comfortable price they are in was $1,799 to $2,499. So that's how we did our pricing through our focus group discussion.
Are you wearing a Phoenix original?
Yes, so this is from my red velvet dress, the ballet flats. And on your table are sneakers made from velvet dresses as well.
Last question is, in terms, if you were to get the funding, where do you see, what do you believe will be the bottleneck? What do you need to conquer in order to be able to scale?
So let's say we do get the funding. The first thing that we will do is to actually do the production that we want to do for the holiday collection, so that finally our shoemakers and artisans will finally do something. I think the problem that I foresee is if the Philippine market will really accept it. So that's the one thing that we really want to overcome, the support of the Filipino people, because the international people are ready. So we want the Filipino people to buy us and patron us as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wow.